Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the stream. I'm sat down today because it's been a long day of problems. Problems. Just let me send a message or two, then we're good to go. Let people join. I just need to check we are live on everything. Probably not. Kick being one of them, which never works. And we are live with 6 followers on Kick. People would rather follow people walking about doing stupid shit than actually learning about crypto and Bitcoin and various altcoins. I'm alive on X with 1 viewer. There you go. Right, let me just share the screen. We can get this party started. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about Bitcoin, price of living, yield in Bitcoin, and then we're going to finish with laughing at the usual people. We're going to look at what the crypto bros who are obsessed with one coin think about Bitcoin and their favorite crypto, because I love watching the crypto bros. I just find it funny because it's just nonsense. Right, so the cost of living in 2020 versus now. So that's 6 years. I like 2020 because it's like a round number. So in the UK, the statistics, I mean, it's going to vary per region, but this is the average. This is the cost of living, right? And it may be if you're watching from the US, if you're watching from, I don't know, Australia or wherever, Mediterranean, it'll vary. But in the UK, this is what it's like. The Office of National Statistics in the UK, which is the fountain of all knowledge, should I say, they say that the actual inflation rate in the UK is, in the last 6 years, 27 to 28%. Meaning that the cost of goods, let me just get it on screen properly. The cost of goods have gone up 27 to 28% in the last 6 years, right? But what is interesting when we talk about the cost of living in the UK is that if you look at this, not chart, but infographic, average price of a pint up 35%, milk 50%, council tax band D, which is cheap, 32%, not cheap, sorry, 32%. Energy bill 79%, water bill 52%. My water bill has gone insane. TV license, that's nonsensical. Petrol 23%, loaf of bread 35%, coffee 41%, eating out 40%. So everything here, bar a TV license and petrol, arguably wherever you are, has gone higher. And what is interesting is you look at the biggest increases here, far above what the Office for National Statistics are saying. It's a lot more than you think, the inflation level. It's gone up a lot more, which is worrying. And I found this on Reddit in the Nando's thread. And this is a price comparison. The same meal from Nando's, and if you don't know what Nando's is, it's a popular, kind of like fast food, but a bit more upmarket than, say, at a McDonald's. It's quite famous in the UK. I like going. But a meal at Nando's, and this is a pita meal and a soft drink, 6 years later has gone up 62%, right? At a kind of mid-tier restaurant. Call it a restaurant. 62% increase, right? So this is like where the Office of National Statistics get the inflation levels from is I think it's a basket of goods. But the real inflation is what you actually do on a day-to-day basis, in my opinion. And obviously, if we go back to the other one, if you're a man, you're having a pint, that's 35% more expensive, higher than the inflation they say. You know, you're drinking milk, that's 50% more expensive. You're obviously paying your council tax, that's 32% more expensive. Your energy bill is 79% more expensive. Your water bill, 52% more expensive. Yeah. Loaf of bread, 35%. Your coffee, 41%. Going out for a meal, 40%. So everything is, on the whole, including your Nando's, 62% higher. There's a lot more than the annual inflation of the Office for National Statistics, 27 to 28%. Right? And the issue with that is your money is just not going as far as it is. So if we were to break up, 62% for Nando's over 6 years, I think Nando's is a good, more of a baseline than what the Office for National Statistics is saying. But 62%, that's 10% a year, 10.3% a year. Right? So if you've got cash, as in fiat currency, you need that to go up by 10% a year if you've got savings to actually beat inflation. That's it. You need to get more of that to beat inflation, right? So when you look at some of the shitty savings accounts you get, we'll go on this site. This is the main guy in the UK, Martin Lewis. If we look at the best savings accounts in the UK, what have we got? 5%. 5% on small accounts. It's just shit, basically. So obviously, this is what pulls people towards something else, because if you're getting 5%, you're still losing money. You're still losing money. If you don't do anything with your money, you're losing money. Right? If you have 50k in savings, it's not worth 50k the month after, because everything just went up 10% for the following year. So if you've got 50 grand in the bank in 2025, it's not worth that in 2026 because everything's 10% more. That is the issue. That is the issue. Now, if we go back to the graphic, in that same period of time, and if we're using the Nando's thing with a 62% over the 6 years, BTC, using the price today, has gone up 620% with a USD price. 620%. So it's got 10x higher. And if you look at, if you just had 10k in July 2020, roughly that'd be worth 12,000 now. If you invested 10k in BTC in July 2020, you'd have 72k now. And that cannot be said, unfortunately, for a lot of altcoins, because one guy commented on a video and he's like, oh, it's risky. It's risky going in DeFi pools because whatever reason. My altcoin's the best. And it's like, well, most altcoins have no ROI. Because if you've got money in an altcoin and round tripped it, you're actually doing worse than inflation. What is the answer then? What is the answer? So obviously, answer number one would be, well, accumulate Bitcoin, because BTC clearly over a period of time, obviously there's ups, obviously there's downs. We know that in crypto. Everyone knows that if you enter crypto, that with any crypto coin, there's bull markets and bear markets. However, some do not survive and die, which is what I speak about several times. So if we look at BTC, clearly you can see the bull market and the bear market. And again, we spoke about the coins, like one that did shit this bull run, Cardano. This token, and that's just some put on a thing. What do you think about Cardano? And it's like, I think it's day and the sun is over. Yeah, it's all-time high. When was it? 5 years ago, 94% down, but people still hope it's going to go back up. You know, Bitcoin, in my opinion, the only one with that track record. So the question is, okay, Brainiac, what's the plan then? Now, obviously, the easiest thing to say is this, right? Not financial advice, but I'm just presenting you the facts, right? So you would say that's the answer. End the stream. That is it. Buy BTC and we're done. However, like I've said before, there is a problem with. I'm not. You didn't even see it then, did you? There. The issue you have though with this in front of you, the issue you have with this is that how do you extract value out of this? Because you can stack BTC year after year. You'd be dumb to sell it, in my opinion, because you've got that ROI. The issue you have with BTC versus system stocks is you obviously get dividends with some. But over the long term, you probably won't get a good ROI as you do a Bitcoin overall. So it's like, right, this is a crypto channel. You've got BTC or you want to get BTC. How do you keep accumulating BTC when accumulating BTC you don't want to sell? How? How may I ask? So I've talked about this before. The aim is to stack as much as possible, but also enjoy life now, right? I can tell you the amount of things that have happened with me in the last few weeks or so that has emphasized the need to balance stacking BTC long term and living your life with earning money in your assets and being able to spend it and enjoy life, right? I don't want anyone watching the stream to keep listening to the crypto bros because all they talk about is this mythical day that will one day come where your coin will pump. Because guess what? It pumped 6 years ago and the all-time high is 98% higher, so it'll happen again. And using every single bit of news that comes out to relate it to the coin that it's going to pump. That's the shit. That's just hoping, in my opinion. And it's a shit tactic to just hope that the price will go up. Because how do you know? Right? You have not got more data in crypto, right? If you're in crypto, there is not any more data on any other coin than Bitcoin. There's no more history. There's no more proven years and data for this coin to show where it's going, right? That's the thing. And I've talked about this idea before, and it is the simplest idea of all time, right? You don't even have to do this. But what I'm saying is to you is if you want to do both of these, which I do, which has made me realize it more and more and more what has happened the last few weeks. I showed a story, not a story, but I showed an experience that happened to me when I was in Manchester. Someone basically collapsed and it looked like they died in front of me. I didn't know, I didn't stay to see. It was on stage at an event. This person just went back in a chair, went blue, their eyes went in the back of the head, and that was it. And I left because it freaked me out. And there's also some other things that have gone on recently, personally, where it just means you have to enjoy a lot in life, and you never know what's around the corner. So for me, I am one of those people, and it is sensible to be like, I want to stack an asset for long term. Maybe you've got kids, grandkids, whatever. Yeah, that's a good idea. But you need to enjoy life as well. You know, I'm not one of these losers, and I don't believe in the loser mentality of stop having your Starbucks, stop going out for meals, stop basically enjoying your, stop having a vacation. That's the loser mentality, right? But the issue is because the cost of living is getting extremely expensive, we need to find a way to beat that, right? The 10% a year is what it's looking like, rather than, it's basically double what they say, realistically, isn't it? It's double. It's not 4 to 5% a year, which is basically what you get back in a savings account. It is 10%. So you need to beat that. You need to get into an asset that beats that, but also pays you an ROI. Also pays you an ROI. And this process, what I'm speaking about, if you're still watching, will benefit you. You know, anytime you speak about the number one asset in crypto, nobody wants to know. If I did the stream on how XRP will go to $100, I guarantee I would get thousands of views afterwards. If I did a video saying that, it's going to get thousands of views because people love to dream, but they don't like the harsh truths, and they don't like a way of being shown something that will build up and build up and compound and compound. They want the instant, quick win like that. They want the meme coin. They want the quick 60x. They want to win now. But this way enables you to do two things, which is stack long term and enjoy the profits now, right? And it is simple. We've got Aave, and I'm showing you here. And a slight caveat to this isn't everything I own, by the way. This is just showing you, right? So before people are like, oh, is that all you got? No. This is just showing you, right? I don't like showing everything. So, for example, I've supplied here some BTC to borrow some USDC. You can see in front of you, right? Health factor is over 2. What this does is this is my long-term BTC, and now I can extract the USDC, go over to everybody's favorite platform, VFAT, search for pools, and start earning on them. Right? The average API you can earn is going to be way more than is possible in a shitty savings account. There's many coins on here that you can earn yield with. The dumbest thing you can do, though, is go for the high APR. Look at the total value locked, and I would look at coins that have survived for a long time, or coins that you like, and you can get some decent APRs on here, and you can filter it all how you want to filter it. So you go on here, minimum TVL, 100K, APR minimum, we'll go for 60. So it's 5% a month. Boom, here we are. Right? I'm not telling you what range to have. I'm not telling you what pool to enter. But you've got a lot to go out on here. I don't know what coins you like. I don't know what you dislike. But there's a way for you to go on here, search the pools, set and test some ranges, and whilst building your Bitcoin stack, you can earn in liquidity pools. Yeah. So what that means is, going back to our little diagram, I've just shown you supplying it to Aave, get the loan back in USDC, supply it to VFAT, into liquidity pools, 3 to 20% a month is variable. Sometimes you have really good months, sometimes you have lower months. You can then spend, so you can pay yourself a wage, right? And again, how much you work it out, right? It's easy to just work out. How much crypto have you got? What can you get back in a loan, right? It's usually around 30%, 35% back in a loan against your BTC. Obviously, you don't have to do BTC for that, but look at how much crypto you'd be able to put in a liquidity pool. And all you need to do is go on VFAT, have a look on here. You've got the APRs, and you can start seeing how much you can earn. So there you go. Hope that helped. I am going to have to go. I've got an emergency to attend to, but hope that helped. And I will see you guys very soon.